Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I'm going to take a short look at this book here. This is Starstream Adventures in Science Fiction. This is volume 2 of 4 from Whitman, which is part of Western Publishing Company, which means it's attached to Gold Key Comics, although this never would have had the Gold Key insignia on the side, in the corner box. These were they did a series of 4 of these, and this is from 1976. And they did a series of 4 of these, and you can see them right here. A couple months ago, I covered volume 4. Now I'm doing volume 2. And as far as I know, these are the only 2 of these 4 volumes that I've got. And I really wish I had this one, because it covers has an adaptation of the story Who Goes There, which was the story that was the basis for the movie The Thing from Another World, and then the 2 other Thing remake movies from the 80s and early 2000s. And one thing that's kind of set this apart from most other science fiction comic books was that it was adapting mainstream stories by mainstream science fiction authors, in this case Larry Niven and Rbt Silverburg and Dean Koontz. And remember Larry Niven, he's the author of the classic science fiction disaster novel Lucifer's Hammer. And Rbt Silverburg produced so many things, and I can't think of any titles right off the top of my head. And these were under the Whitman banner. These were sent directly to department stores and bookstores, and would not have been found in what few comic shops there that were around at the time that this was produced. And it would not have gone to regular places, newsstands, and places that would have had the spinner racks and the like. And so, it starts off with, it's a nice painted science fiction cover. All 4 volumes had some really nice painted covers, but of course they're basically some generic science fiction-y painting that had nothing to do with the contents stories, the stories inside, but may have been the kind that were very similar to the types of illustrations that were on the covers of science fiction novels and paperbacks. Anyway, especially anthologies. It says cardstock cover. Table of contents is more like a regular book. As I said, from 1976, Western Publishing Company, edited by Roger Elwood. Now, my favorite story is the first one in this one, because it had, I think it was, 5 stories? I forgot now. Night of the Storm, with the art by Frank Boll, from the story by Dean Koontz. And of course, Dean Koontz is best known for his horror novels, and it's his big claim to fame. But he and this kind of fits in with that too. From a certain perspective, this would be a horror story. It's sometime in the future on an Earth in which humans are extinct, or so it seems, and the planet is inhabited by a race of robots with this giant central computer, which has made all these robots over the centuries. designed it, built, and programmed them, and they have artificial intelligence, and they're to experience. They have lives of their own, but they have they seek experiences, memories, and the like. And the big central computer is also their therapist. They go in for occasional therapy. So this one, the main character robot is Suranov. He is kind of complaining because he's done all these things, met all these challenges, but he feels bored, unsatisfied, and is recommended that he power himself down so that his abilities are not so extravagant. Like all these robots, they have greater strength, field of greater senses, communication abilities, and the power of flight, etc. So he and some of his friends are going on this, who have also been powered down. They're going on this expedition, a hunting expedition in this mountainous area. And there they go. They're hiking up to the lodge, just like real people, because to them they are real people. They're animals, but they think that humans are a myth, because animal life is not true intelligence. They can't be intelligent, and they're hunting. They're not out to kill them. They use tranquilizers. It is a main part of their programming and such is to is not to kill. But while they got this deer, they start seeing footprints. It's kind of like a Bigfoot, and they go into the lodge and they discuss the possibility. Well, there's some evidence. There's something was there. It's not a robot footprint. It matches what the legends say a human footprint is like. So they go in discussion, and it might be some kind of threat to them. So because of the legends, something about the humans deactivate robots and the like that. So there they are, and one of the after their sleep period, or just of inactive mode, equivalent to sleep period, they find one of their number is missing, and the guns are gone. So they start tracking. They don't have their super senses anymore, so they have to use flashlights. And they find him, and he has been smashed and deactivated. Oh, and they see human footprints. So they decide. Then the power goes out in their lodge. Oh crap! And again, human footprints all around. So they make a mad dash for the from the lodge to the hotel reception area, whatever they do. But they are intercepted and attacked by the monsters, humans, and one of the robots, he goes crazy with fear, and he actually kills the three who attacked them. It's not that he necessarily intended to kill them, but he did kill them and saves his friends, and they decide. So they head back. And they don't want to tell anyone of their experience because they fear they'll be considered crazy. And, of course, they have to report their dead friend, but say it was an accident. Something like that. And see, that would be kind of a horror story from the perspective of a robot. Wouldn't it? And I'm not going to go into much detail. The Brain Traveler. But with art by Al McWilliams, who we know from Star Trek, and he did a lot of Flash Gordon stuff for Gold Key and the like. And some really nice work here. I really, really notice Like the lady here sitting on this edge of the tub, and you can see the way her flesh indents and flexes around. Has a very nice naturalistic quality to it. And this is, I won't go into detail, some nice artwork, really nice artwork, and this is a good story too. I really like this one, delving into the journeying into the mind. And then here, The Flight of the Horses by Larry Niven, with art by Jose Delbo. And this is kind of a tongue-in-cheek, slightly humorous one, where time travel, where horses are extinct, and a lot of animals are extinct, and they send this guy back to find a horse, and all kinds of stuff in the medieval period. And what his gizmo makes him look kind of like a witch or a wizard, and so he tries to snatch this horse, take this horse back, and it turns out it's a unicorn, and he's chased and causes havoc when it gets back. And then they have another one, and they want him to go back again and get the Gila monster, and he comes back with a dragon. So that's kind of funny. Collecting team, scientists traveling around collecting animal specimens from all over the galaxy, and they get to this one planet that has all these amazing abundance. And they keep having problems with their ship, and they find out that they are in a zoo. They have landed in a giant zoo, and they can't leave. And then have the Utopia tree, drawn by Jack Sparling, by H.E. Arloff, whom I'm not familiar with. A tree that basically grants wishes, produces whatever they telepathically read from the people. He takes it back to Earth and it winds up causing havoc. Then Phoenix Planet, explorers on a planet, going to a planet that had previously had a colony on it, which they abandoned 5 years before, and don't know why, looking for a mineral, and then make contact with what appears to be the last remaining member of an intelligent species, kind of lizardy stuff, and things are different. And it's a nice volume, nice book, and some fun reading, and a good touch on some, I hesitate to use the word, legitimate science fiction from legitimate authors, although a lot of comic writers, especially during the Golden and Silver Age, had previously been pulp authors, pulp writers, for especially science fiction and fantasy stuff in that Golden Age. So this is a really nice volume. I'd like to get the other two sometime if I can find them for cheap, and I do recommend it. It's a very fun read, and so I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Do leave a comment. What science fiction stories would you like to see in this form, etc.? And remember, people, comics are art.